I feel like I'm on the news. This is the Worldly Knife News with Christopher Lord. So it's time to buy your first knife. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's for someone else. You know you want a Japanese one. There's a lot out there. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna focus on the basics and we're gonna help you figure out what's right for you. The first thing that I like to think about, like whenever I'm helping someone going through this, like, you know, you're nervous, you walk into a store, the music is loud, everyone seems to know exactly what's what. It can be nerve-wracking, right? It's not dissimilar from buying a car, right? The person selling you the thing knows more about the thing than you know. But what I always like to do is ask, what do you like to cook, right? Because that's gonna dictate so much of where the conversation goes. Well, I'm a vegetarian. Well, now we don't look at carving knives. I do a lot of barbecue. Okay, well, maybe now we do look at carving knives. You can kind of play this game. It's almost like knife guess who. You ask a couple of questions and you flick down the ones that don't match, right? So a lot of the time it comes down to just a couple of shapes. What's the knife you're gonna use the most every day is the knife you should buy first, right? A lot of times people be like, oh, well, I've got this chef's knife already and you know, it's good enough, like, but I don't have a nice smaller knife. Well, I like to focus on like the knife you use the most should be your best knife. So if you use a knife, you know, 6.5, 7 inches long all the time, then let's focus on that size. And that narrows things down really quick. Right now, we've got a couple of the major shapes in front of us here. There's a couple outliers, but they're a little more task specific, right? Tsujihikis, Hanasukis, you know, bread knives, whatever. Today we're looking at a knife that you're gonna use all the time. A big one, it's called a gyuto, right? Gyuto means cow sword. It's intended to be your all day, every day, very traditionally sized chef's knife, okay? You like to cut big veggies, you deal with some meat here and there, a gyuto could be the right option for you. Maybe you are a vegetarian, you're vegan, maybe you just buy stuff that's already, like, you know, a chicken that's already cut up, ready to go on the barbecue. You're not worried about meat prep or anything like that. A nakiri could be the right knife for you, right? Nice straight edge, really good for chopping through big and small veggies. A lot of the times these days they've got the rounded tip so you can mince with them. Super versatile. And if it makes you, like, if you like the way it looks, that's always a point in the pro column. Something that kind of blends the two together is called a santoku, okay? Santoku means 3 virtues, 3 problems solved. And it's meant to be, it's almost the love child of the other 2, right? It's a little bit longer, has a bit of a belly, comes to a point, but still taller at the heel, a little bit flatter of an edge. Depends on who makes it. That's gonna change a little bit. But if you do all kinds of stuff but you don't like a giant knife, a santoku could be the right size for you. Maybe even the santoku is too big and you wanna use a petty. Now I use a petty as a utility knife, all right? I use it for a little bit of everything. It's kind of, my hands are big enough I can hold it like a paring knife and it's not a big deal. You can use it for a little bit of butchery. Maybe you're taking you bought a big tenderloin, you're trying to show off a bit. You gotta like take the silver skin, trim some fat. That's really good for that. In my opinion, a petty is a great number 2 knife, but I've met lots of people who are nervous with a bigger blade. They're not ready for one yet. I'm not gonna make fun of them. If you're not comfortable, you're not gonna use it. That's really important. When you pick up your knife, you should feel inspired. You shouldn't necessarily feel challenged. The next couple of things, like once we've talked about what you like to cook and what you're excited to use, we can kind of focus on the more, you know, the closer details, if they were. What are the knives made out of? How do you take care of them? What feels good in your hand? That kind of thing. You've got 2 major styles of handle, right? We've got a Western handle or a yo handle and a Japanese style handle or a wa handle. So 9 times out of 10, this is gonna feel very familiar. A lot of people know what that feels like already. I bet you can picture it right now. Maybe if you're watching this video and you don't have a ton of experience with knives, you're very curious about this. When you pinch up on the blades and you hold the blade and you know the handle's just kind of where it's supposed to be, you're gonna find this one is a touch heavier, a little more presence in the hand, whereas this is a lot lighter. And that comes into play when you're cutting, is kind of like, you know, is the blade doing more of the work as you're chopping, or are you having to kind of just give it a little bit of a nudge to kind of get it moving? Both options come in a ton of different materials, you know, various polymers and plastics. These are different types of wood. There's cherry and oak here, amongst others. There's a really cool material. This one is made out of something called Paco wood, where it's thin sheets of birch that have been dyed different colors and then built up like a plywood. It looks great and it's super, super durable. A lot of people are gonna give you some unasked for advice when it comes to a handle. Try to keep in mind that you are different than someone else, and their opinion, while it might be really important to them, might not be fact for you. If you like a lighter knife, you're allowed to. If you like a heavier knife, you're allowed to. Sometimes I like either. I've got different knives. I like this one because it's light, and I like this one because it's heavy. I don't only like heavy or light knives. Maintenance is like the big one that throws a lot of people off, right? This knife happens to be made out of carbon steel. In layman's terms, it's gonna get really sharp, stay really sharp for a long time, but it's much more prone to rusting, right? You can't leave this knife wet on your cutting board. You'll come back to something that's starting to turn orange. As compared to something like this Haruyuki Zanpa, it's made out of a stainless steel. Stainless steels, while they still will eventually rust, nothing is invincible, they're much more forgiving. It's kind of like buying a car, right? Are you gonna trade off, you know, performance for maintenance? It's kind of up to you, but we have a ton of great options, like on the website, in the stores. We can guide you to find the right balance. Some are easier to take care of than others, but the rules are always the same. Wash and dry your knife by hand. Do a good job of drying it off. No dishwashers, no soaking in the sink. You know what, you're gonna spend good money on something, you should act like you did. Take care of it. Yeah, if you're buying a gift, stainless steel is almost always the best option, unless you 100% know that this person is already into knives, they're willing to deal with a carbon steel knife. It's like buying someone a hamster they didn't ask for. Now they gotta take care of it, right? So you don't wanna be the jerk that gave them the difficult Christmas present. I would veer towards stainless steel if you're buying for someone else, unless, like I said, you are without a doubt, no, it won't be a big deal. One of the things that might have drawn you to a Japanese knife, maybe you didn't know that they generally performed better than other options and you just really like the way they look. That's okay. You know, I tell people all the time, don't worry about it. You know what, if you like the way it looks, it makes you excited, you're gonna use it. It's gonna make you happy. You're gonna have a good time. You know, you get stuff like this Damascus, that layered steel, you know, maybe a more burnt finish, or some hammer marks, like some deliberate hammer marks. Maybe there's lots that use this kind of like almost unfinished finish. There's a ton of stuff, you know, but go with your gut. Listen to, like, if you like the way it looks, you're probably gonna use it. So I'm aware that was like super base level knowledge. If you have more detailed questions, you want to know a little bit more, you can always leave a comment. We got a ton of great content. Check that out. Send us an email, wander into one of our shops, take a look at the website. We don't hide any of it. Just if you got a question, ask it and we're gonna help you.